Life doesn't always move the way we expect. Sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart at the exact moment we desperately need things to fall into place. But what if I told you that hidden inside those painful moments is a strength you haven't yet discovered? Welcome back to Story of Becoming, where every story is a reminder that your journey, no matter how difficult, is shaping you into someone stronger than you were yesterday. Today, I want to share a powerful story, one that shows the true strength of positivity during hard times. A story that reminds us that even the smallest spark of hope can brighten the darkest path. This story begins in a quiet little town, surrounded by fields and rivers, where a boy named Aaron lived with his family. Aaron was the kind of kid who noticed beauty in the smallest things: the chirping of birds, the warmth of sunlight, the smell of rain on dry soil. His teacher once told his mother, "Your son has a gift. He sees the world with a heart full of gratitude." And it was true. Aaron carried a smile that could lift anyone's spirit. But life, as always, had its own plans. One unfortunate year, the factory where Aaron's father worked suddenly shut down. Overnight, dozens of families lost their income, and Aaron's home changed from warm and cheerful to quiet and tense. His father tried everything, searching for work, calling old contacts, traveling miles to every job opening he could find. But weeks passed, then months, and nothing worked out. With every unpaid bill, the stress inside their house grew heavier. Aaron watched his mother cut down daily expenses, selling small things around the house just to afford groceries. He saw his father sitting silently at night, staring at the ground, ashamed and helpless. And the worst part? Aaron, just a teenage boy, felt powerless. One particularly cold evening, after hearing his parents argue softly in the kitchen, Aaron stepped outside. He walked to the small bench under the mango tree in front of their house and sat quietly. Tears filled his eyes, not because he was afraid, but because he wished he could do something, anything, to help. Just then, the old wooden gate creaked open. It was Mrs. Mira, their elderly neighbor, carrying her usual basket of vegetables. She noticed Aaron wiping his eyes and went to sit beside him. "My boy," she said gently, "why are you out here alone with such sadness on your face?" At first, Aaron didn't speak, but something about her warm, patient presence made him open up. He told her everything: how his father had lost his job, how his parents had been worried, how the house felt heavy and lifeless. After listening quietly, she placed her hand on his and said something that stayed with him forever. "Aaron, do you know how a seed becomes a tree?" He looked at her, confused. She continued, "A seed is pushed deep into the ground, buried in complete darkness. It has no comfort, no certainty, no guarantee. But instead of giving up, it begins to push upward, slowly, patiently, inch by inch. It uses the darkness to grow roots. It uses pressure to become strong, and one day it breaks through the soil and rises towards the light. Hard times don't bury us, Aaron, they plant us, and growth always begins in darkness." Aaron felt something shift inside him. It wasn't a magical solution. It wasn't the end of their problems. But it was something far more powerful. A belief that he wasn't helpless. That maybe, even in this situation, he could grow. The next morning, instead of waking up with dread, Aaron woke up with determination. He walked door to door around the neighborhood, offering to help in any way he could: washing cars, carrying groceries, cleaning yards, running errands, helping at the local shop. At first, people were hesitant. He was just a kid. But there was something honest and hopeful in his voice that people couldn't ignore. Slowly, small tasks turned into small earnings. A little money came home every day. It wasn't much, but it made a difference. And his positivity, his willingness to try, began to spread.
One neighbor told another. One person recommended him to a friend. Soon, the community realized the situation his family was going through. And instead of simply appreciating his effort, they decided to support the entire family. Someone helped his father get short-term repair work. Another neighbor connected him to a friend who needed help in a warehouse. His mother was offered part-time stitching work. Day by day, things started to change, not because good fortune magically arrived, but because Aaron's positivity inspired others to help. His light became a spark that lit up everything around him. Months later, on a bright afternoon, Aaron walked home from school to find his parents smiling, really smiling, for the first time in a long time. His father had just secured a stable job at a textile company in the neighboring town. The relief in their eyes, the warmth in their hug, Aaron knew he would never forget that moment. That night, his father sat beside him and said, "Son, you gave us strength. When we were drowning in worry, you showed us hope. You reminded us that even when everything seems dark, we can still choose to move forward." Aaron realized then that positivity isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It isn't about ignoring pain or denying challenges. Positivity is choosing to believe that even in darkness, something good can grow. It is choosing to keep going even when the path isn't clear. It is choosing to see possibilities instead of problems. And that is what I want you to remember today. Whatever you're going through right now, fear, struggle, loss, heartbreak, uncertainty, your situation does not define you. Your mindset does. Maybe life feels heavy. Maybe the future looks uncertain. But like a seed, you are being planted, not buried. The pressure you feel today might be the force that helps you rise tomorrow. Growth doesn't always feel good. It often feels like breaking, falling, or losing. But sometimes, what feels like the end is just the beginning of a stronger version of you. So keep going, keep believing, keep fighting for your light, even if all you can see right now is darkness. Your story is still unfolding, and the chapter you're living today might become the reason someone else finds hope tomorrow. Thank you for watching Story of Becoming. If Aaron's journey touched your heart, I would love for you to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more inspiring stories that guide you through your own journey of becoming. Stay positive, stay strong, and remember, your light is on its way. I'll see you in the next story.